What's up? What's up? What's up, my good people? Welcome back to Neca's Real Talk from a Real Place. It's your girl, Neca. Oh, yeah, y'all see all my sunshine? I don't know if y'all want to see my braids, but let me show y'all my braids. Oh, honey, I'm with the beehive, honey. Okay, okay. If you are in the Chicago land, let me tell you about my girl Kai Braids, okay? She will hook you up, baby. Make it do what it do, okay? In the voice of Ray Charles, honey, because when I say she delivers, she delivers. And just so y'all know, I'm tender-headed, so she works for me. So that's how I know she's amazing, okay? Kai Braids, get at her. KY Braids, all right? Look her up on Facebook. Get at her. Get these braids, honey, because black girl in her braids. Black girl in her braids, okay? We loves our braids, okay? We loves our braids. But welcome back, good people. It's so good to just come and get you pumping. And just a shout out as well. If y'all see these beautiful, luxurious nails, my cousin, okay? The Polish Diva, honey. Get at her. She is on Facebook. She's also on Instagram. Polish Diva. And polish is spelled with a Y, not an I. Okay? Get with her. Tila, the Polish Diva, honey. You see that? Oh, yes. My cousin snaps, baby. And when she come to deliver, she comes to deliver. So y'all see all this brightness and sunshine. Because I love sunshine and rainbows. Okay? All right. Let's get to it, though. But I just have to shout my people out because they take good care of your girl. They make her look wonderful. So because of that, I am grateful. All right? And also, before we get into our segment, please do not forget about getting Journal to Victory, a journal to help you to overcome your past, your failures, and your fears. But if you trying to get set free, like for real, want to get set free, like in real life, this is it. This is that. Journal to Victory. I'm trying to help y'all get right. Whatever y'all got to work on, Coach Neca is here, baby. I ain't going nowhere. God has got me here for a reason. God has got me here for a reason. All right? And also, me and my daughter are now new authors of Black Girls Are Pretty Sweet, Sweet Dreams. It's basically a book to let black women know that you are amazing and we love you all. You're sweet. You're sweet, sweet, sweet. Now, some of y'all could be a little feisty, but we just going to keep on focusing on Black Girls Are Pretty Sweet. But it's an amazing book. Me and my daughter created the illustration. It's by Kiera Africa. And basically, like I said, amazing. And you can get in touch with Kiera Africa if you have you want children illustrations or anything. You can definitely look her up on Fiverr. That's Fiverr. I was stuck on the V's, y'all. I'm sorry. I do not know how to spell. Reading is fundamental. Don't fun, this works for me too. But you can also get both of those books, Journal to Victory and Black Girls Are Pretty Sweet. You can purchase those on Amazon. If you can get in touch with me, you can get at me on IG at Coach Neca. That's Neca. And DM me, say, hey, I want those books. I need those books. Or send me a message on YouTube, whichever works for you. But let's get right down into this segment. So today's topic we are talking about, well, I'm talking about because it's me by myself. I'm going to bring somebody on here one of these days. I don't be having time to find people, and my schedule be crazy. So I do what I can do when I can do it, okay? All that in one whop. But anyway, like I was saying, so this segment is basically talking about surviving the streets, okay? My people coming in, y'all might hear it alarm. I hope they shut it up because they knew I was doing my podcast. I told the peoples. So anyway, again, this is talking about surviving the streets. I have so much to share, and it's whether it be young people, old people, whoever, because it's a lot of people that never come out. And when I'm talking about surviving the streets, I'm not just talking about just in general, like out there in the streets and you survive. I'm talking about in terms of getting past gang life, okay? Getting past that gang life, and because I'll share my story in a minute, but it's so many people that are in bondage that's stuck you know, thinking like that's your all in all. That's where it stops. That's where it ends, and that's how you want to live your life, baby. I can remember just even being in the midst of some crazy stuff and just saying, "Hey, this is my life. This is what I do." Um, God had to let me know, like, baby, I got plans for you. Okay, all right. So I'm just grateful to be here to tell my story. Not knocking anyone, not trying to put anybody down, but just basically let you all know that God is a deliverer. Okay, He can do all things, and I'm grateful for that. So just sharing a little bit of light of my past and how God did some things for me. And I don't just sit here and tell y'all stories because I got a violin and won't y'all be like, I tell you my stories because I want to see you free. I want to see you free from different things that you feel like they're holding you bound and you can't make it out. You can make it. You can make it. I am cheering you on. Okay. So let's get into the topic. So when I talk about surviving the streets, at one point in my life, I want to say I kind of indulged into the streets when I was really really young. I'm 39 now, thanks be to God. But I was 12. I was 12 years old. Um, because I felt like that was a cool thing. That was the end thing, right? Like I joined a gang. That's what I wanted to be a part of. I will not reveal what gang I was in because that's none of your business. But I will let you know some things that I went through. So, um, in the light of that, being 12, like I said, for a long time, went through lot of different things. Not to like make anybody look bad in my family or anything like that. It's just I had a rough childhood. I had a rough childhood. But again, to see everybody where they are now and to know where we came from, I know it's nobody but God, and I'm just thankful for that. Overall, um, the main thing that kind of just led me out, I was astray, and my mom was very strict on me. My mom did things that she did, whatever, but at the same time, my mother was very strict on me, to the point that it was like, this is sickening, lady. Like, can you let me go? Like, get your grips off of me. Like, I had one of those mothers and those grandmothers that, hey, you need to be in the house at a certain time, honey. Okay, we need to see your face. When the street lights come on, you need to be up in here. So y'all could imagine I'm in the park chilling with my friends, and then the street light come on. Boom, it's 3 o'clock. Looks like dark hit. Run, run. Got to go. I don't know where y'all gonna go, but I got to get home as soon as possible, okay? So my grandmother wasn't really as strict. It's just she had one rule, like, hey, you need to be in the house at a certain time, and that's just it. That's all. Your little friends, they'll see you tomorrow. You need to be in the house. So with that, I honored that. I honored that with my whole heart, and didn't have a problem with that because what Granny said, Granny, it goes. Okay. But again, my mother was very strict on me, and I think the fact that I was a girl and she didn't want to see me pregnant at a young age, right? Because that's how mothers are. We like, hey, I gotta. Sorry, yeah, I'm trying to be rude or nothing like that. I just had to get myself situated. But when you have a girl, you just kind of be on them because you want the best for them, right? And that was more so what my mom was doing. It's like, I want the best for her. I want the best for her. So she's very strict on me. She was strict on who I was around. It wasn't strict enough because I got with a couple of critters that weren't no good, up to no good on a regular basis. You hear me? And I was going through a lot of stuff, but mainly um, what happened a lot of times, I was hanging with my friends, and I it was just a crazy situation. So I would hang with my friends, and when I would hang with my friends, a lot of times they was in gang affiliated communities. Um, I was in a hood. I mean, so we're all in gang affiliated communities, right? And so with all of that being said, a lot of times I would kind of find myself in different things that I was dealing with. Um, so I a lot of times when I would leave my friends, I would kind of go a certain way and do certain things. And it was this one gentleman that would always like harass me, right? So I had to endure that on a consistent basis, where to the point that the guy would like rape me, right? And so I dealt with that continuously. So I guess y'all would say, wouldn't she stop going the same way if this keeps happening to her? Yeah, I mean, as an adult, you would think of that, right? But as a child, you don't think like that. So that's something that I really had to get past. So I was like, well, maybe if become a part of this gang or whatever the case may be, um, then he'll stop doing this to me, and I won't have to worry about that, right? So I did it. I joined. I got affiliated with them. Just kind of out there, just out there, not just out there, but then wilding, just wilding to the point that it was pointless at times, and it it just led me in different places that honestly I don't want to see anyone else, even my enemy. Um, was involved in a lot of stuff. Um, but the thing that really, really struck me is the fact that I had to go through that thing and I had to endure those things, right? So that I can tell somebody else later. But it was one thing that really, really, really hit me. And that's when one time I was sitting somewhere. So as I began to walk, I began to see that I was like, it's something about sitting over here. So I wanted to go, right? At the time, I was just like, it was your first mind, it's your first mind. But it wasn't your first mind. It was the Holy Spirit. It was the Spirit of God telling me, like, get away from this area. So I moved. It was probably around the 4th of July. In black communities, people just pop firecrackers ongoing, ongoing. It's continuous, right? And so, give me a moment. And so, I left, and literally 5 minutes later, baby got killed in the same area that I was sitting in. And I'm just saying to myself, like, wow, like that could have been me. Been in the midst of several drive-by shootings. People are shooting up the area I'm in. I mean, you name it. I've been through it. I've been through it. And so I say all of that to say, um, I made it through it. I made it through it. Um, a lot of people, even to this day, don't even know half of the things that I went through and experienced in this life, right? From the fights, constantly just indulging in things that really didn't mind me, that didn't have anything to do with me, right? But that was the life. I was out there. I was living this life that it was just ongoing. I know that a lot of times that when you're in situations, you don't understand why you're in their situations. But I think what changed my life is when I actually caught a case. I actually caught a case. I won't get into details about it, but this case it changed my life. To the point that when I went to see the judge, she looked at me. She looked at my case. She looked at me. She looked at my file. She looked at me again, and she said to me, and I'll never forget this. She's like, this that I see before me, I don't see that on you. I don't see that on you, and I don't believe you did this. And in my head, I'm saying to myself, like, Judge, like, if you only knew, Um, but she was like, I can do this to you and things like that and on and on and on. And I said, yes, ma'am, I do know that. She's saying, I can do this. She's just giving me all the options of things that she can do to me, right? And so I was like, I understand. I understand. Yes, ma'am, I know you can. And she looked at me. She said, but I don't see this on you. That's God, right? She said, I do not see that on you. And I to this day, that still sticks with me. That still sticks with me. She said, so I'm going to give you a chance to get yourself together because I believe in you. And it is something to have someone else to believe in you, and that gives you a chance. And so that was one of the things that I basically got into the point that I was like, I'm not trying to get in no kind of trouble because I'm in enough trouble right now. I got to deal with the situation, this case that I've called, and I need to get myself together. But anger takes you there, right? Anger takes you to places that you don't want to go to. And that's why I tell people, let me smile, let me be happy. Because I don't want to go into the dark domains of my parts. It's real talk, right? So that's why I tell people all the time, leave me alone. There's an inner beast that I don't want to see her come out, okay? Because it can be ugly. But again, I definitely took that as a token of this is God's love for me. That helped me because when I say I was wilding, all the fights you can think of, everything that you're into, doing this, doing that, baby. I did it. I did it. And I did it for my crew, or so to speak, someone that you think love you, but those people don't really love you. They don't really care about you like you really think, because you think that you're being loyal and dedicated to someone that doesn't really care for you. But at that time, I thought they loved me, right? Um, so even with that, I slowed down a little bit, but still not fully enough to be like pump the brakes. Um, the next thing that ended up happening to me, I became a teen mom, and so I was like, "Wow, I'm pregnant. I can't believe this." And I began to think to myself, like, it's time for you to let this life go. It's time for you to get out of this life and really do something else, something productive. And I remember standing on one of the corners and saying to myself, like, what do I want to be 5 years from now? Do I want to still be here? Do I want to still live like this? Is this something that I want to do for the rest of my life? And I knew at that moment that's not what I really wanted to do. And so I said, in 5 years, I'm gonna finish school. I'm gonna do this. And I set goals for myself because I couldn't live like that anymore. I mean, it was reckless. It was reckless living. And I say to parents that if you know that your child is into things that they shouldn't have any business in, address it, deal with it. Because when I came and I told my mom that I was affiliated with something, and I told her, hey, this is not a gang, this is an organization. My mom and my family looked at me like, this girl done lost her mind. Because I really felt like I was part of a family. You couldn't tell me anything different. But again, when you're looking for love, you find them in all the wrong places. And I think that is something that ended up happening with me. And I really honestly thank God that when I got pregnant, that's what I was 16 when I got pregnant. And when I got pregnant, it was just like I couldn't believe it because one doctor had told me because something happened a little bit before that and told me, well, I don't think you can have any kids. And I don't know why that doctor would make that assumption and that ruling, but I believed him. I believed him. But, I thank God to this day because my son literally saved my life. He literally saved my life from the streets. Because now it's like I'm looking at this like I can't live like this. I mean, his dad was already out there. I was out there. We both in the streets, and his dad later ended up getting killed when a day before he turned 1. And me being out there, it's just like I can't continue this life. Like there's something bigger, it's something greater that God has for me, and it's not like this. It's not like this, and I began to seek those things out because being a new mom, you want to do the best for your child. You want the best for your child. You go above and beyond because you want to see the best for your child. And so, how was I going to provide that? I needed to finish school. I finished high school, and to really finish high school, like to tell you, like I struggled because in my freshman and my sophomore year, I was being a fast little girl. I was out there wilding, okay, out there just doing the tootsie roll. After there doing the Tootsie Roll, the Watusi, doing all that, okay? And I wasn't going to school my freshman and sophomore year. I was hanging out, smoking weed, drinking, you name it. I was out there doing it, honey. Okay, you name some more stuff. I probably was doing that too. So I was living a fast paced life. I was really, really gone with the wind. So when I got to my junior year, it was kind of hard for me because now I'm looking at I got 2 credits. I got 2 credits, and I need to graduate with 24, and I'm supposed to graduate that next year with 2 credits. Honey, how? How, Sway? That's what I was asking myself. How are you going to do this? So I ended up going to day school, night school, summer school. I did this for 2 years. And mind you, I had just had my son in my junior year. So I literally had to do all of this within that time span, right? So I went ahead, I did it, and I was just like, wow, this is insane. But I had to do it. Because I completely was thinking about before my son, I was like, maybe I should just drop out of school and, go to Job Corps and kind of do something else with my life because basically this is not really working out for me. But God had other plans. I literally went through that phase. So I finished. Then the next thing for me was like, okay, I want to go to college. What I'm going to do, it took some time away. I actually got married, my first time getting married. That kind of put me on the back burner from school. Eventually, like I said, I gave my life to God because I was tired of living a faithless life, okay? Now I live in a faithful life, and I'm grateful for that. Where it led me to a lot of different things. So I'm grateful for those events that took place, to get here, to actually be able to tell you all my story and to let you know if you have some teens or you have someone young adults that's struggling in their life because of them living a reckless life, like there's hope for them. There's hope for them, and I'm grateful. Like I said, I finished my bachelor's in psychology, and then I later on went to get my master's in counseling. So there's hope. There is hope when those situations seem like, because I don't know, I gave up when I was out there. I just gave up. I didn't want to live. I didn't care if I died for my people. I was riding for mine. It's like that was my life. That was my mindset. That's how I thought. Right now, I roll for God. Okay. Rolling out with God, the big G, okay? I'm grateful for all of that. So if you have someone in your life that's struggling with street life, you can reach out to me for coaching, life coaching, because I'm here because I want to save everyone that I can. I want to tell everyone my story if I can, to let them know that you don't have to live like this. There's life beyond that life, okay? There is life beyond that life, because when you're in it, you breathe it, you move, you consume by it, and you think that's like everything that you have to do, but that's not something that you really have to do. So my wisdom nuggets for today is, whenever you feel like you're struggling, whenever you feel like you're bound, know that there is freedom beyond what you're going through. You don't have to continue to live like that, okay? And you're going to make it. So find you a great support team. Find someone that you feel like is going to support you, that loves you and care about you, because those are the people you need to get around you. Get you a tribe that wants to push you, see you be amazing on purpose. That's my favorite thing. Amazing on purpose, with the quote hands. So that's what I did. That's what I had to do. I had to come out, because if I didn't come out, I wouldn't be able to tell other people what God did for me. Many times I could have lost my life. Many times I could have died. But the grace and the faithfulness of God keeping me shielded, He's amazing. So I'm grateful to that. So share your story with others. Share my story with others. And when you see this post, share like you care. All right? I love you all. You all continue to be amazing on purpose, because you are. And as always, love, peace, and just let your soul glow.